This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening. It was another march on Washington today for some union members from our area.
Over 200 members of the International Ladies Garment Workers Union joined fellow workers from all over the U.S. The local group left from various points in our area early this morning for the Washington trip. They are urging Congress to override a presidential veto of a textile import restriction bill. We have two reports tonight. The first from Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini via satellite from Washington.
A big flag carried by ILGWU workers from the Shamokin locals leads the march up Capitol Hill. They have joined 1,000 others calling for Congress to override President Reagan's veto of a bill limiting clothing imports. Many were able to get away from their plants for the march.
We've been slow all this week and last week. We don't have much work at all.
Work a day, day and a half a week. It's pretty hard when you're keeping your family on your own.
That's all you've been working?
Yes, it is.
Day and a half a week?
Yes.
Groups from Hazleton, Wilkes-Barre, Pittston, Scranton, and Allentown are marching here. The union members carry petitions on clotheslines.
From every state in the union, and to let our congressmen know we want our jobs saved.
The short parade ends at the west steps of the U.S. Capitol. Here, Senate and House leaders join the call to veto the veto.
We need the steady basic industries of this country, and textiles has always been one of them.
One of the speakers here called August 6th D-Day for the American textile industry. That's the day Congress will take up the veto override. On the House side, chances appear good for a two-thirds majority vote. But across the rotunda on the Senate side, Republican-controlled Senate, even supporters admit it's going to be an uphill battle. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, via satellite from Capitol Hill.
Scranton city officials say they will make tomorrow's deadline for applying for federal money to help in that downtown shopping mall project. They're asking for a $5.5 million grant to help build a $69 million mall here along Lackawanna Avenue. The plan is to tear down some old buildings to make way for the new mall. The application should be in the mail tonight. Federal grants are on the way for two other projects in our area, and in Exeter it'll mean new jobs. $113,000 for Suburban Printing Company in Exeter will be used to install a pollution control project. We're told it'll mean 45 new jobs at the Luzerne County Company. And in Swarsville, also in Luzerne County, nearly $187,000 will be used in a residential improvement project. 18 single-family homes will be built.
The Orthodox Church in America, which lost a court decision yesterday to members of a Lackawanna County church, now say it will appeal. Members of St. Basil's Church in Simpson lost this church building 4 years ago over a dispute on when to celebrate religious holidays. Yesterday, as members worshipped in another church, they prepared to take back possession of their church building and become a congregation again. But now the bishop of the church's Eastern Pennsylvania diocese says yesterday's Commonwealth Court decision will be appealed. When Newswatch 16 continues, we'll have more news, plus the Weather Watch.
And on the Sports Watch, Albie Oxenrider will tell us about the Giants rookies. Can they make the grade?
Introducing a high-performance machine for your office. Canon's NP7550 copying system. 0 to 50 in 60 seconds flat. Automatically shifts to the right paper size. Zooms up and down. Does two-sided copying from two-sided originals and sorting all automatically. That's why Canon's NP7550 is the automatic choice. So step on it. You've got deadlines to meet.
Two names you can trust. Golden Business Machines and Canon.
The Genetti Dinner Playhouse, Route 309 in Hazleton, presents the entertainment spectacular of Vita, starring Jill Unger, and a chorus line in an exclusive limited engagement, plus the amazing Kreskin. A fantastic dinner and the show from as little as $17.50 per person. Call 455-3691 for reservations. That's the Genetti Dinner Playhouse, Route 309 in Hazleton.
And now the latest on the big cat safari that's been going on in Lackawanna, Susquehanna, and Wyoming counties. Today, Newswatch 16 tried to find the source of a story police told us last night and that we aired last night on the update, that an unidentified woman reported her neighbor owned a tiger that's escaped. and that there is a dispute going on with the landlord because of damage to the house. But just like the big cat sightings that have had police baffled and neighbors worried all this week, we found nothing to the latest story. As one state police sergeant says, as far as I'm concerned, we're done with it.
Well, speaking of cats, it's raining cats and dogs out there, and Tom Clark's in the middle of it.
You're right, Karen. It's going to be hailing taxi cabs any moment now. Heavy downpour in the backyard. Some big thunderstorms have developed in the past hour. We've had reports of downpours in Clinton County, Luzerne County, and in parts of Union County and Columbia County. Let's check in with our weather watchers now before I float away. We begin in Woolwich, Clinton County, where Glenn Englert checks in with 75 degrees. He had about a third of an inch of rain this afternoon with a heavy downpour. In Wilkes-Barre, Chris Durang has 83 degrees, and Jerry Reed in St. Clair checks in with 82 degrees, and it's sunny down there now, but perhaps not for long. It's 75 in the backyard now. The humidity is 90%. The wind southwest at 7, and the barometer is at 29.82, holding steady. Okay, 78 and 65, the range in temperature here today. 94 was the record high on this date. And some heavy downpours. There's one there in parts of Luzerne County. And it is pouring now in the backyard, folks. Let's check in with a radar image, and you can see the heavy storms that are now moving in from the northern counties. And they're coming in from the north at about 20 miles per hour. So if you live anywhere from Wilkes-Barre or Scranton on south and east, over the next couple of hours, be aware of changing sky conditions, and you too may see a heavy downpour over the next couple of hours. There's the satellite view, and it's a storm system up over Pennsylvania and New York. It's almost stationary in the atmosphere, and so it's helped to keep a puddle of colder air over the state today and making for a very unstable atmosphere, and just enough heat from the sun this afternoon to boil up these thunderstorms. And that's going to keep the threat of showers around overnight and through a part of the day tomorrow. Some fog will form later on tonight, but there will be some drenching downpours moving through. 63 in Mahoopany tomorrow morning. Stroudsburg about 64. Schuylkill Haven 65, and Castanea about 63 tomorrow morning. Here's the sunrise time for tomorrow, and that will be at 5:56 and 8:23. Sunset tomorrow night. You guys love it, watching me getting soaking wet out here, huh? Ah, yes. A shower or thunderstorm this evening, 63. Partly sunny tomorrow. Again, the slight risk of a shower, about 80 for the high temperature. Friday, it looks pretty good, sunny to partly cloudy. I don't expect any rain on Friday, about 81 for the high. On Saturday, another fast-moving cold front should be crossing Pennsylvania. Some showers and maybe a thunderstorm on Saturday. Partly sunny on Sunday, about 79 degrees. Well, it's getting a little bit lighter now. Some giant puddles have formed.
Now that the forecast
my socks
is
are even
over.
wet now.
Tom, I think we cued that rain right on time tonight. It started coming down just before we came out to you, and now it's stopping.
And when Albie's done sports, the sun will be out.
Thanks, my friend. We'll see you on the up.
Okay.
And coming up, the auction writer in for Tim Carlson on the Sports Watch and a big baseball trade list.
Plus part 1 of a 3-part series on the New York Giants training camp.
2 for 1, 2 for 1, 2 sets of prints for 1 low price.
Share the memories. Let Ray and Derek process your film and get 2 sets of prints for 1 low price. Then pick your favorite photo and get a big 5x7 print free. A set to keep, a set to share, and a 5x7 free from Ray and Derek drugstores.
Your 2 for 1 photo store.
Long's Mobile Home Sales of Sweet Valley. Finally, a manufactured home dealer equipped to solve your housing requirements. Long's has a variety of floor plans, and you'll see quality 14-foot single and 24 and 28-foot sectional homes by Standard, Pine Grove, and Skyline. We even customize for color, floor plan, size, and your budget. Receive a free washer and dryer with any home purchased, and at Long's, you always get complete service after the sale. Long's Mobile Home Sales, Main Road, Sweet Valley. You'll love our prices.
It's official. The Lackawanna County woman we told you about yesterday has indeed hit the lottery jackpot. The Pennsylvania Lottery Commission has confirmed that Margie Dirk of Old Forge, along with 3 others, picked all 6 winning lotto numbers in Monday's drawing. Even though her share of the jackpot is $1.2 million, she reported to work yesterday as usual. Durko will receive 21 yearly installments of $57,056.90. Of course, though, the tax man takes 20%.
Of course, of course, of course. Well, that's a winning story, but we have a losing story for Karen's Yankees, right, Albie?
Yeah, afraid to say. That trade last night didn't help him out at all.
No, I guess not.
All right, give him some time to gel in here. Yankees started the day only 4 games back of first place Boston, but thanks to a 5-0 shutout at the hands of Milwaukee, they are now 4.5 out, pending action later tonight. Last night, the Yanks and White Sox completed a 6-player trade. Catcher Ron Hassey goes to the White Sox along with a minor leaguer and a player to be named later. Hassey hitting .298 for the Yanks with 6 home runs. In exchange, the Yanks get infielder Wayne Tollison, Joel Skinner, and that man, Ron Kittle. He's the home run man. In the past 3.5 years, Kittle has hit 111 home runs. Well, every year, approximately 10,000 football players are eligible for the NFL draft, and out of that 10,000, only about 200 will make NFL rosters. That puts the rookie chances at about 50 to 1 in the NFL. Today we have this look at the New York Giants rookies trying to beat the odds. From up here in Skycam 16, it looks like just another football practice. But down there, 50 NFL rookies are working hard and looking for one break. The break that could help them make the NFL's New York Giants. One of those rookies is Wilkes-Barre's Lance Hamilton, a defensive back from Penn State. Hamilton was hoping to be picked in last spring's draft, but that phone call never came. Now he's trying to make the team the hard way, as a free agent. Another first-year player trying to make this team is 7th-round pick John Francis. He's a running back from Boise State.
It's tough, you know, but it's tough anywhere, any position you're in when you're coming in, because these are, you know, the best of the best. When I first came to rookie camp, I was intimidated, sort of, but you just got to look at it. They just like you. They put on one sock just like I do.
They really look out for the rookies around here, and I think all the rookies have a good shot of making the team.
But this year's Giants team already has a solid core of young veterans. That makes it even more difficult for the rookies.
If you had any advice to give to some of these rookies trying to make the team, what would it be?
The only advice I can give anybody trying to do anything, accomplish any goal, is to, you know, give everything you've got and to work as hard as you can.
When I came here, I came in at the right time. It's the timing. This might be time for some of the guys that do make it. You never know.
Then there's the lighter side of training camp, the annual rookie initiation. This year, Solomon Miller had to get his vocal cords in gear.
They told me to sing last night. That's about it at dinner time. I just sung Old MacDonald, had a one of the best song I can think of.
If Miller and the rest of the rookies are still smiling this time next month, it might mean that they've made the grade. Only then can they call themselves Giants.
It's hard to believe the only song he knew was Old MacDonald. By the way, Lance Hamilton, Ron Brown, and Solomon Miller all made the first cut for the New York Giants. The next cut will come later this week. We'll keep you updated on their progress, and especially the progress of Lance Hamilton of Wilkes-Barre and Penn State. Finally, Pocono Downs announced today that they've entered into a simulcast agreement that will, through closed-circuit television, bring thoroughbred racing back to northeastern Pennsylvania. That news came from a special meeting of the State Racing Commission today at Pocono Downs. We'll have more on that on the update, as well as all the highlights from baseball and a Yankees loss.
Yeah.
Okay. Low lights. Right?
Albie, how long have you been with us now?
I've been with, I guess, about 4 months now. 3.5, 4 months.
3.5 months. Do you realize that some Cub reporters are with us for 2 years before they get a chance to ride in Skycam?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Well, I'm a first close and a friend of Jack Ruland, so I can flip a little money.
Good report.
Okay.
Good job.
Thank you.
ABC News is planning a special program tonight called After the Sexual Revolution.
And we'll tell you about the issues that it will explore next as Newswatch 16 continues.
It's a buyer's market at your Olds Friends dealers as they shift into high gear with the biggest Olds year-end clearance sale ever. Prices are cut to the bone on a wall-to-wall selection of Oldsmobiles, plus the lowest interest rate in years, 5.9% on front-wheel drive Delta 88 and 5.9% on Cutlass Sierras. At this rate, you can save over $1,000 in interest alone. Save even more with gigantic year-end reductions. Now at your Olds Friends dealers.
Look for the SureSave stamp of approval, and you'll find great weekly specials like these.
Pepsi-Cola, 2-liter bottle, 99 cents. Turkey Hill ice cream, half gallon, $1.99. Tropicana orange juice, half-gallon, 99 cents. And boneless bottom round roast, $1.29 a pound.
When you want the very best, look for Sure Save.
Look for the Sure Save stamp of approval at a locally owned supermarket near you.
Beginning at 8 tonight, ABC News will present a special 3-hour documentary called After the Sexual Revolution. That program will look at 3 areas of concern for all of us: relationships between men, women, and their families, the family itself, and the impact of divorce on the traditional family structure, and changes in the workplace as more and more women assume jobs previously held by men.
An example of change in the workplace can be found in the Commissioner's office in Bradford County. Newswatch 16's Mark Anik explains from Towanda.
Across our state, 356 county commissioners spend their days working away behind doors like this one. But of that number, only 27 of them are women. One of them is Bradford County's Marilyn Bach.
You're able to make things happen. You're in a position when you see something needs to be changed or done to be able to do that, and it's very satisfying.
Marilyn Bach may not have been born a leader, but she did become Bradford County's first elected woman commissioner in 1983. She says she probably wouldn't have won the election 10 years earlier, but over the years, most attitudes have changed. Still, there are a few who don't accept it.
I had one comment made to me by a resident of the county of how did it feel to have taken a man's job away from him, which was took me back for a minute, but my response to that was that I hadn't realized the good Lord gave out intelligence and ability by sex.
But by and large, Bach says people do accept her. People like fellow Commissioner Bill Gannon, who says Bach has strengths and weaknesses just like anyone.
I think there's absolutely nothing she does better because she's a woman. She certainly does some things better, but not because she's a woman.
But because she's Marilyn.
It's because she's Marilyn, that's right.
And if there has been a change in attitudes, maybe this is one. When the commissioners sit down to meet, they look at Marilyn as a partner, not just a woman. Someone to agree with, someone to argue with, someone to work with. Mark Anik, Newswatch 16, Bradford County.
And that is Newswatch 16 for this Wednesday.
And be sure to join us on the update tonight at 11 when we'll tell you about a hospital in our area that's using the latest technology to help couples hoping to have children.
ABC's World News Tonight is next.
But first, have you ever seen a weatherman who's had to stand outside in the rain? Tom, stand up.
I did.
Look at
We'll get you some dry slack for 11.
Oh, wet.
I feel like I was swimming without my bathing suit.
Nice going, Tom. For the team, thank you for joining us.
Enjoy your evening.